What does it take to turn a nation into a global powerhouse? Spoiler alert, it's not loud boasts or dodging the truth. Today, we're diving into how one country skyrocketed to the top by facing its flaws, while another, well, let's just say they're still stuck in the slow lane, dreaming big but delivering small. Buckle up, this is going to be a spicy ride. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm your host, Mr. Palki, and today we're talking about what makes a nation truly great. We're putting China in the spotlight for its jaw-dropping rise and throwing a little shade at India for, well, tripping over its own feet. This is about real progress versus empty swagger. Let's get into it. Let's start with a tale of two nations. 20 years ago, one country was called out. Hard. Its streets were grimy, its systems creaky, its reputation a bit of a mess. But instead of crying foul or pointing fingers, they rolled up their sleeves, made a plan, and transformed. That country, China. They went from dirty to dazzling, and today, they're flexing on the world stage. Meanwhile, another country, let's call it India, gets the same feedback and just yells, "You're filming the wrong streets." Spoiler, that's not how you win. Back in the day, China's cities were no paradise. Pollution choked the air, roads were a mess, and the world didn't hold back its critiques. But China didn't throw a tantrum. They said, "Yup, we've got work to do." They pumped billions into cleaning rivers, building sleek highways, and turning cities like Shanghai and Shenzhen into global showstoppers. Are they perfect? Nah. But they're light years ahead of where they started. Their secret? Facing the truth and getting to work. Compare that to India, where the go-to move is to scream bias. When someone posts a video of overflowing drains in Mumbai, newsflash, those drains aren't CGI. Let's talk cities. China's got places like Beijing and Guangzhou, sprawling, modern, with subways that make you feel like you're in the future. Public transport, smooth, streets, spotless. Now picture Mumbai, India's so-called dream city. Sure, it's got shiny Bollywood studios and fancy high-rises in Bandra, but take a wrong turn and you're dodging potholes, wading through garbage, or stuck in traffic that moves slower than a cow on the road. And speaking of cows, India's obsession with them doesn't exactly scream modern superpower. China's building sixth-generation networks. India's debating cow dung festivals. Guess who's winning? Now don't get me wrong, India's got some wins. They're sending rockets to space, coding apps for the world, and churning out startups. But here's the kicker. You can't cherry-pick your progress and ignore the mess. India's per capita income is scraping the bottom compared to even smaller neighbors. Half the world's poorest people call India home. Yet some folks there are busy shouting superpower, while their rivers, like the Yamuna, look like landfills. China faced similar struggles 20 years ago, but they didn't just talk about greatness. They built it. India? Still posting will overtake you soon in YouTube comments. Let's zoom in on infrastructure. India loves to flex its homegrown aircraft carriers or fighter jets. Sounds cool, right? Until you realize the engines, radar, and half the tech are imported. It's like assembling a Lego set and calling yourself an architect. China, on the other hand, is churning out warships, high-speed trains, and drones that dominate global markets. Their shipbuilding, number one. Their electric cars? Leading the pack, BYD just zoomed past Tesla. India's big military flex, the Arjun tank, let's just say it's more meme than machine. China's building bridges that span mountains. India's bridges sometimes collapse before the ribbon cutting. Then there's the environment. China used to choke on smog, but they faced it head-on. Cleaner energy, stricter rules, greener cities. Today, their air quality's improving, and they're the kings of solar and wind power. India? Delhi's air is like breathing soup half the year. Sacred rivers like the Ganga are drowning in plastic. When outsiders point this out, India's response is often, "They're just jealous." Meanwhile, China's turning criticism into action, while India's turning it into Twitter rants. What's the difference? Mindset. China took a hard look in the mirror and said, "We're behind, but not for long." They studied Japan, Singapore, the West, learned their tricks, and outdid them. When Japan was miles ahead, China's leaders didn't just sulk. They visited Japanese factories, soaked up their tech, and aimed higher. Today, China's cars, phones, and AI are world-class. India? Too busy arguing online that Mumbai's better than Shanghai. Spoiler, it's not. And no, yelling we're a superpower doesn't make it true. Let's talk tech. China's racing into the future with sixth-generation trials, artificial intelligence that's rewriting the game, and robots that could star in science fiction flicks. Huawei, BYD, and others aren't just competing, they're leading. India's tech scene is buzzing, sure, but it's mostly coding for other countries' apps. Where's the homegrown innovation to match China's? Instead of building world-beating tech, India's stuck debating temple politics or who's got the best street food. Hint, street food doesn't win global markets. And don't get me started on the superpower dream. China's GDP is a beast. Their factories power the world, and their Belt and Road is reshaping global trade. India's still wrestling with basic roads that flood every monsoon. China's exporting high-speed trains. India's trains are, well, an adventure. When China was called out for shoddy products years ago, they didn't whine. They improved. Now their cars and phones are everywhere. India's response to criticism? You're just filming the slums! Guys, the slums are real. Maybe fix them instead of fighting YouTubers. Here's the deal. China's not perfect. They've got issues, plenty of them. But they earned respect by facing their flaws and building something better. India's got the same potential. Smart people, a huge workforce, a vibrant culture. But potential doesn't pay the bills. When China was behind, they learned from Japan and the West. India could learn from China, but first they'd need to stop pretending they're already ahead. Humility isn't weakness, it's the first step to winning. China's story shows what's possible. They went from industrial junk to global giants in just a couple of decades. Their electric cars, solar panels, and drones aren't just good, they're the best. They didn't get there by arguing with critics. Nope, they got there by working harder, learning faster, and building better. India could do the same. If they'd stop shouting, we're number one, and start acting like it. Clean up the streets, fix the schools, build roads that last. It's not rocket science, it's just work. So here's the challenge. If your country's dreaming big, don't just talk the talk. Look at China. They didn't become a powerhouse by dodging truth. They faced it, learned, and built. Drop a comment. What's one thing your nation could learn from China's playbook? Let's get real and start the conversation. And India, maybe take a break from the superpower hashtags and clean up those rivers first. That's it for today, folks. If this reality check got you thinking, smash that like button, share it with your friends, and let's talk in the comments. What's one move your country could make to step up its game? Tell me, and let's keep it rolling. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more no-nonsense takes. This is Mr. Palkey signing off. Let's build greatness, not just brag about it.